Right now, I have AI agents running on a computer in my office. While I'm out of the house, at the beach, at dinner, wherever, they're working. Coding applications, running market research, and sending me reports automatically. Not long ago, I experienced a watershed moment with AI. I was right here on the beach, texting my AI employee from my phone, iterating on a project it was coding all day and getting responses in real time, all from an autonomous system in my office while I was standing here on the sand. That is the moment why I'm making this video. My name's Mars Deutscher. I'm the founder of AI Edge, and I've been deep in this technology since ChatGPT first launched. Last year, I founded an AI tech and media company because I saw where this was heading. In October, I flew back to Melbourne to visit friends and family. Went to the pub, went to dinners, caught up with people I hadn't seen in months, and I realized something that shook me. They're not using AI. Well, not really. Maybe ChatGPT for a question here or there, maybe a spreadsheet formula, but that's it. No workflows, no automations, no experimentation. Then I visited my dad. He runs an art company. Great business, but hands-on. Sales, leads, clients, databases, catalogs, print design, email responses. But when I asked him about AI, he said he was still figuring out how to prompt ChatGPT. None of the systems were automated, not one. Then I flew home to Dubai and sat down with my housemates and asked, you guys are using AI, right? But they weren't. They didn't even really know where to start. They weren't hostile towards it, just unaware. Think about this. I have a 30-employee AI and media business. And if that's happening in my own house, then the gap is way worse than I first thought. I think people let what they want to believe in get in the way of what's actually happening. They don't want to believe that this is the future, so they tell themselves it's not. But it is. And pretending otherwise doesn't slow it down. A year ago, I was using AI the way most people do, as a chatbot. I would ask it a question, get an answer, and that's about it. Then I started pushing it. I got it to do my accounting, chucked my bank statements into a folder, and within minutes, everything was sorted, categorized, and reconciled, something that used to take me hours. Then I discovered I could build applications, full applications without a developer or a budget, just me describing what I wanted in plain English. For example, I do a lot of trading and investing, and I couldn't find an analytics platform that gave me the specific correlation data that I needed. So I described my pain point to Claude, and a few hours later, I had a full working custom market scanner to backtest correlations for any data point or indicator. Exactly what I wanted. Without AI, that's probably a $20,000 project. And I did it in a few hours with a $20 subscription. And after that, I started building everything. Habit tracking apps, custom dashboards, second brain. Each one took 30 minutes or less. And that's when it finally clicked. I can build anything that's in my head, any workflow, any tool, and anyone can. Then I went even further. I set up autonomous AI agents on a Mac Studio, a coder, a researcher, a strategist, a content writer, a market analyst, all running on my computer. And I can leave the house while they work. I can text them from my phone and iterate on the go. I can call them. They send me updates on Telegram, even without me asking. 12 months ago, I was just a chatbot user. Today, I run an AI-powered operation. So here's the question that keeps me up at night. If that happened in just 1 year at an exponential pace, what happens in 5? With hundreds of billions in capital investment that hasn't even come online yet. Data centers only just getting greenlit. Energy infrastructure still just being built. I see the writing on the wall.
I need to tell you something I'm not proud of. Recently, I let go of 5 employees, and I replaced them with AI agents running on my computer. A crypto researcher replaced with an AI that scans the market around the clock, an operations person replaced by a strategic AI system that handles planning, a content writer, I trained a model on my own voice and writing style, and 3 developers, a website dev, a software dev, and a general coder, replaced with a singular AI model. That's not a flex. That's the reality that I had to face. And if it makes you uncomfortable hearing it, good, because that discomfort is exactly what I'm trying to give you before your boss makes the same decision about you. Because if I'm doing this as a small business owner with 30 people, imagine what's happening at companies with 5,000 or 50,000. Now, I'm still hiring some humans, but every person that I hire from now on will leverage my AI systems. That's the baseline. If you can't work alongside AI, you can't work for me. And I'm far from the only person thinking this way. I have friends who are accountants. I'm worried about them. Friends in finance. Worried about them. Any role where the core work happens on a screen. Reading, writing, analyzing, deciding, decoding. AI is coming for significant parts of it. Not in 10 years, but now.
AI is really still digital. Ultimately, AI can improve the productivity of humans who do things with their hands, like literally welding, electrical work, plumbing, anything that's physically moving atoms. Like anything that's physical, those jobs will exist for a much longer time. But anything that is digital, which is like just someone at a computer doing something, AI is going to take over those jobs like lightning.
My videographer, the guy filming this right now, said to me this morning while I was preparing the script, the world is fucked. Now, he's in a creative field that's also under threat by new video models, which will soon be able to replicate full-scale Hollywood movies in just a matter of minutes. The quicker that you accept that no one is safe, the quicker that you can get ahead, because the window to be early is still open, but admittedly, it's closing. So what can you actually do? Well, here's what I'm telling my family and friends. Firstly, start using AI seriously. Sign up for Claude, which is my favorite model, or even ChatGPT, and use the best model available, not the default. Free version of these tools are often months behind what paying users have access to. If you tried the free version and thought, well, this isn't that impressive, you haven't seen what it can actually do. It's mind-blowing the power that these models now have. Secondly, write down everything that you do on a daily or weekly basis. Then pick one workflow to automate. Just start with one workflow at a time. Focus on one thing every week and keep stacking workflows. Start with the thing that you spend the most time on, the repetitive thing that eats your afternoon. Just feed it to the AI and see what happens. I'm willing to bet that you'll be able to automate it. If you're an accountant, give it a full client return. If you're in sales, give it your CRM data. If you're a manager, paste in your quarterly numbers and ask it to find the story. Don't assume it can't, it probably can. Just try it. And if it kind of works today, in 6 months, it'll probably be able to do it near perfectly. Thirdly, spend 1 hour a day, not just reading about AI, but actually using it. Every day, try something new. Then try something slightly harder, something you're not even sure you can handle. Keep a log on Excel or your AI dashboard of your experimentations over time. You'll be mind blown what you can achieve in a few months' time. And if you do this for, let's say, 6 months, you'll understand what's coming better than 99% of people around you. The bar is low because most people are still far too complacent. I could get into more specifics now, but this is exactly what I break down on this channel. The workflows, the automations, the systems. So subscribe if you want the exact systems that I use to scale and run my business. Fourthly, get your finances in order. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you believe even partially that the next few years will be disruptive, having savings and flexibility matters much more than it did just a year ago. The best part is AI can help you with this, whether it's automated accounting or financial planning. And lastly, rethink the old playbook. Many of the old tropes you were taught by your parents or you learnt at school are sadly no longer true. I actually told my younger sister recently to seriously consider whether university is the right move right now. Knowledge is free. It's in your pocket, available at any time. There's no premium on what you know anymore. The premium is now on agency and emotional intelligence, on taste, on curation, on knowing how to direct these tools at problems that actually matter. It's never been a better time to be an ideas person. The winners will be the people with enough self-awareness to leverage what's available. And while you're doing all this, make sure to prioritize your health. That's the one thing that AI can't automate for you. And ironically, it might be AI that actually unlocks major longevity breakthroughs. So make sure you're around to benefit. I've spent a lot of time in this video on the threats that AI represents. But let me also tell you the other side. Being able to take any idea stuck in my head and actually build it for $20 that used to cost $1 million in development is absolutely wild. I'm more excited than I've ever been. I'm building an AI media company, building applications, investing in the underlying technology. And the past few weeks alone have made it crystal clear that this is the biggest opportunity of my life. But I'm also scared. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. This may be the biggest change that humanity has ever undergone in such a short time span. It's moving faster and more aggressively than the Industrial Revolution. Here's what I keep coming back to though. Thinking about how scared you are doesn't change the reality of what's happening. You can either bury your head in the sand or embrace it. And if you bury your head, you might not like what you find when you finally look back up again. I read an article by Matt Schumer that put this feeling into words better than I could. Links in the description below. It's worth your time and it inspired this video.
So dear family, dear friends, dear anybody watching this, I don't have all the answers. No one does. The window to be early is still open, but not for long. I'd rather be the person who warned you too early than be the one who said nothing and watch you get blindsided. Now go download Claude or ChatGPT and start experimenting. I'm serious. And if you want help, that's exactly what this channel's for. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.